What up, vapors? Check out this mod, the Gpin Paps V4. This thing is fantastic. Totally awesome. It looks seamless. Can you see any seams in there? No, but guess what? There is a top cap, there's a removable switch, and there's a removable locking ring, but it fits together seamlessly. Check this out. Locked. Unlocked. Perfect. Perfect. Paps V4 comes in a box like this. This on the back it says less equals more. This company, VapourArt, prides themselves in making very simplistic designs. I mean, the designs actually are complicated internally, but the outside aesthetic is simple. There is a tool for removing the switch, an extra insulator, an extra spring, and an extra pin for the Gpin. This actually is not an identical extra pin. It's a different size than the pin that the mod ships with. That is for using button top batteries. Also wrapped in this paper would be the mod, but it's not there now because I've already removed my mod. The mod is a finely machined 316 grade stainless steel tube. 316 is the same grade used in jewelry and watches, mainly because it's more durable and more corrosion resistant than 304 stainless steel. It's got a polished top cap, the switch button that's brass and stainless with the Heron engine logo on the middle. I think it looks really cool. The locking switch is reverse threaded. It never gets stuck. It's designed in a way that since the button doesn't spin, because that is notched on the inside, you can't turn this past the point where the button is. And on the when you're unlocking it, it sits flush with the tube before the point where the switch is screwed in on the inside. So there's no way for the ring to get stuck. There's no way for the switch to come unscrewed or the button to come unscrewed. It's an ingenious design. The top cap, I got the silver pin upgrade on mine. The top cap has this Gpin assembly, which is a double-pogo. On the battery side, the spring will allow for this pin to move inward to accommodate for different size batteries. For button top batteries, you would need to swap out this pin with the smaller size pin that comes with the mod. The inside of it also has a pogo so that it will accommodate various different size 510s on different atomizers. This pin can be unscrewed, and you can see there's a spring. That's a silver coated spring, and the pin comes out. You can alternate. My mod actually came shipped with the shorter pin made for button top batteries, and so in order to get this to work without battery rattle, I had to swap it out with the longer pin. I've since talked to Perseus, the guy who's the PR rep, might be one of the owners of VapourArt, and he said that he's going to start shipping these 18650 Paps V4 with this longer pin, so that will save anybody having to swap it out immediately after getting it in the mail. The whole Delrin can be backed out to remove the entire Gpin assembly. You can use the tool that they shipped with it, or a pair of like tweezers would work if you just stick it in to the two holes. But if you stick in to the holes there, you can get that Delrin to start coming loose. And that is the Gpin assembly. You can see this atomizer pin moves inward and this battery side moves inward. They're both against that same spring, and so it works to accommodate various sizes of atomizers and batteries without any adjustment. I think it's a great idea. So put that Delrin back in there. I'll show you the switch. The switch is designed, you need to unscrew the screw on the inside in order to get the switch out. The advantage of having a switch that requires this to be unscrewed from the inside is that you will have a switch that will never undo itself, will never back out, and a locking ring that never gets stuck. I think it's a great idea. The switch, using that tool they gave, or a pair of tweezers would work, but if you just stick in 2 of the holes, you can unscrew the switch. There is this Delrin insulator, which I watched a video by Todd, and he seemed to think that if you swap out this insulator, that there's a different, you're able to accommodate different size batteries, but I don't think so. It seems to me that both of the insulators, at least the one that ships with mine, are the same size. So, but I do have an extra insulator that I could swap out, but I don't need to because everything fits flush with the Gpin that I'm using. The advantage to getting these silver plated contacts, not only for conductivity, is that they're easy to clean. They don't really get a whole lot of marks. I mean, if they do, you can just wipe them off. So the silver upgrade option includes the Gpin coated in silver, the spring coated in silver, and the switch pin coated in silver. I think it's a worthwhile upgrade. In order to put this back in, I usually fully assemble the switch before I screw it on. So you see that notch right there? There's a notch in it, and there is also a notch on the switch button. Right there is a notch, and so those notches have to line up. So I put on my locking ring, which is reverse threaded. I want to screw the locking ring down all the way to make sure that I'm pushing this switch down all the way when I line up these notches. So I line up the notch on the button with the notch in the switch housing and hold it in. And then I just start screwing this thing in. Okay, that's good. The throw on this, can you see that? This is supposed to be a 0.3 millimeter throw. It's so easy, and it feels so good to hit it and just have it fire like that. I love it. It's recessed, so you get the benefits of having a recessed switch. It's not going to fire when you set it down, but you don't lose any ease of use by having it recessed because it's so easy to push in. I mean, you could just hit it with your knuckle. Now that I have this switch fully assembled, I can screw it back into the tube. Perfect. And now, as I was saying, I can put any battery in here, so I'm going to put in VTC5, and when I screw down this Gpin, it's automatically going to start adjusting for the size. See, I can feel it, resistance there. Just keep pushing it in, and there, My battery is in there, no rattling. Works like that with any flat top 18650 with the pin I have in there. If I was going to use a button top 18650, I'd have to switch it out with the smaller pin that comes with the mod. So now I have this set up. I can screw on an atomizer. I can screw on any atomizer onto this, but I've been using this with the velocity. So I screw on my velocity, and again there's a point where I can feel the resistance of the spring, but I just keep turning. And there, it's done. It's on there. Notice I had no battery rattle, no adjustments were made for the atomizer. Hit the switch and it fires. It's so easy. VapourArt sells this mod for €99 on their website. For an authentic mod with this kind of quality machining and this kind of unique design for the switch and locking ring and Gpin assembly, I think that's well worth it. In converting to US dollars, it's somewhere just over $100, maybe $110. Of course, it doesn't compete with the prices of clone mods, but this is a pretty inexpensive price when compared to most fine crafted authentic mods. And I think that this mod, the machining on it is more finely done than a lot of those other mods. So I mean, it's a good deal. I've got a ton of mods. I collect gear, but I've been using this exclusively for 4 days now, and it's just been working perfectly. It fires every time. Never a misfire. So that's the Paps V4. It's awesome. It works awesome. The throw on the switch, it's like an iPhone button. You just barely touch it. It fires off. It's fantastic. It hits hard, but it's designed as a luxury mod. This is something that you take out to dress up in a suit and go out to dinner and have your Paps. It's classy. So this is my classy luxury mod, but I've been using it all day, every day. I love it. That's it. Thanks for watching.